Hustle with my muscle cause I'm living off the dollar. Struggle in my huddle so it's Henny or it's vodka. Life is catching up though so we living how we gotta. Stay low key, you know me the same old way I used to be. I stay low key, you know me. I stay on my grind to distract my mind.
He's insane. Morgan Wallen?
Yeah.
He's fucking insane.
I'm sure it seems like all the country singers are.
Yeah, well, because they're
alcoholics
in middle America and dehydrated and vote for Trump. So they're like all out of like their mind.
But that's what I like about them.
My theory is with the Get Me to God's Country thing, SNL is a pretty liberal show. Like they've made they make sketches about both sides, like both politicians.
Yeah.
But they made their stance pretty clear, like in the last election. I feel like he was over it. That's my theory. And he was like, get me to God's country and away from these gay creatives. But that's what I feel like it was.
Probably, but it's so wild because there's no way they were like to him pushing any kind of agenda. Obviously, they have their motives and their political views are clear in their sketches, but like there's no way anyone's going up to him like, hey, just so you know, please say pronouns are they, them, and da-da. Like no one is doing that to him, I'm sure.
I would hope not.
I'm sure he was
I don't think so.
He was probably just had that in his head the whole time.
Yeah, he just seems also like a loose cannon.
Yeah.
Like he does seem like the kind of guy that would get, also like he's had multiple cancellations. He's dropped racial slurs. He's done like insane shit. Didn't he like fuck up the first time he was on SNL?
Yeah, he was supposed to do it during COVID, like when they just started doing it again, but then he was spotted in like a bar when everything was closed down. So they canceled him. So he probably just didn't want to do it in the first place.
The bar's name was God's Country.
Get me to God's Country.
And the entry was you have to spit in people's mouths
and
to
say
get
the
in.
N-word.
And say the N-word, yeah. It's a fun spot. It's in Times Square.
Oh, yeah, you've been there. You get in every day.
Listen, a side job is a side job.
Hey, you have a 10.
Yeah. So that's what I would think it is. But it's like, here's the thing about Morgan Wallen. Is he even that good?
I don't know. I didn't know he was that big. But
Me
apparently
either.
he is.
I didn't know he was that big to where he could fuck up SNL and drop a racial slur, and SNL's still like, please come do our show. Like
that is kind of what I like about SNL is that they still do reach across the aisle, even if it's a supremacist aisle.
Yeah.
Like I like that they try to appease to both sides in terms of booking people.
Yeah. That's what I thought when they had Kim Kardashian hosting an episode. I was like, oh, you guys are really going for DEI here.
Really though? Because she's not really one side. I feel like everyone kind of just hates her.
Yeah, well, it's just an interesting choice.
They do like, they don't really get on a high horse in terms of like, they'll do something for the views.
Oh, they're doing everything for the views.
As they should. Queen.
Everybody's doing everything for the views.
I'm doing this for the views.
You know what? The internet hates me. The internet hates me.
Why?
I feel like I haven't had anything go viral in like 2 years. Like nothing really like pop off. And like I feel like my contents I just feel like I feel like the internet's like a bratty Gen Z girl who has bigger tits than me, and she's like, you're whack.
Really?
Like every time I post anything, she's like, this isn't funny.
Cringe.
Yikes.
Not
Big
slang.
Yikes. Yeah.
Nice try, Diddy.
Yeah, she's like, bury this. It's embarrassing for her. Like whether it's a thirst trap or a stand-up comedy reel. So
that would be funny. Imagine the algorithm is just some gender-neutral Gen Z girl in Bushwick.
Hilarious.
Her name is Algorithm.
I miss the days when the algorithm was, I have a bit about this, where I was like, the algorithm may be an old, creepy boomer because the only things it responds to are hot women, food, and political arguments.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So if you go in the little Instagram box, it's, my uncle. Like,
yeah, exactly.
He's just like, more of this, more of this.
I want titties and fights.
Yeah. Then it's like a really good stand-up, but he's like, oh, women shouldn't do comedy. Barry. Yeah.
Who let her talk in public?
Yeah. And then he died, and then they got a Gen Z intern to come in.
Oh, that would be a great show. I could see that on Apple TV.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, or on Tubi or something.
Algorithm. I thought you said on 2 beers. Like on 2 beers, I'd watch that.
Tubi. People this week are having an issue understanding what I'm saying. I've said sets like 5 times this week in like random out of context sentences, like talking about my comedy sets, and people were like, "You do what during sex?" And I was like, "Sets."
Give me the sentence.
I think I said, yeah,
I was so
know.
wet during my sex.
I said, I know when I'm PMSing, I get really foggy during my sets.
All right.
And Mary Santora goes, during sex? Like, you get brain fog during sex? Are you drugged? And I was like, no, like sets. But yes, also sex. Yes.
Yes, I don't know I can't think of anything. I'm like, I love you. I don't know.
Exactly. When I'm PMSing, I say I love you, whether I'm on stage or in the bedroom. That's just what happens.
Have you ever had a hookup where someone said, I love you?
Yeah.
What'd you do besides say it back?
Absolutely freeze. I did not say it back.
You didn't say it back?
Yeah, no. He
Yeah, me
didn't
either.
say, I was, yeah, you totally did.
What?
You're the one who said I love you.
Sorry. Who let a woman talk in public?
That's right. That's it.
Trump's
You know
America.
we should like superimpose a scoreboard of like your Riz and how it goes down and fluctuates throughout the episode.
Okay.
Because it just dropped.
I
like
do.
the stock market.
Yeah, but that's my favorite thing about everything. It's my favorite thing about stand-up too, is
What?
like, you ever feel like a set is going really well? Not me, ever. And then you're like, oh, yeah, but what can I say to get them mad at me? And then get them back.
Yeah, I do that sometimes.
That's like the most fun ever.
It's really fun. I do it with, I have one joke that when it works, it works. And then on like the other end of the spectrum, like I've had white people in Florida be like, no, and like throw a chair and hate it. And then I've also performed to like a room of AI generated Gen Z people. And they were like, just nothing, like full zero. But I think I always put it in the set because I'm like, what's it gonna do? Yeah, I'm always like, yeah, it's like exciting.
Yeah, I get that. Where it's like, sometimes I've gone the route of like, no, I'm not going to do this because I know they're not going to like it. And then sometimes like, no, fuck them. I'm going to make this work because it's my shit. It's not on them. It's on me. And then it crumbles. And
What's
I fall
really
apart.
fun to do is when you're eating a whole huge dick. And now I'm talking about sex.
But enough about sex.
Enough about sets. Like you're really, if I'm bombing and I know like there's no chance I'm gonna get him back, then the masochist in me will be like, well, if you guys don't like me, it's gonna be abortion, school shooting, religion, Trump stuff. I'm just gonna go all the way in. Yeah.
I get that, but what about, do you ever have a joke where you're like, okay, this one they loved, and then now I really have to you bring out that one that you think they might hate just because they love you too much.
Yeah, of course.
I feel like doing stand-up is a great way to get your toxicity out. Or like that's the same kind of feeling that makes toxic guys or girls want someone to be mad at them and then be like, are you mad at me? And then get them back.
It's poking a fight.
But enough about Daniela Mora.
She who shall not be named.
Yeah, sorry, Daniela Hora. Yeah. So when
Ding, Rizbel. Yeah.
my guest today, I do this every time. I don't introduce the guest until
I don't
like
do that on my
halfway through.
podcast
You
either.
don't?
I just go head balls deep.
Go balls deep in
Dive
your sets.
into the deep end.
In the
yeah,
sets.
there I go again. I'm talking about the wrong set.
You're a spunky gal, you know.
This is my podcast now.
It's got to be someone's. This is every guest that comes in, they take over. I'm like, finally, someone's got to do it.
Finally, somebody launched this thing.
Yeah, it's not gonna be me. My guest today is a very funny stand-up comedian, one of my favorite people on earth, Brittany Brave, if you don't mind.
That second part was a shocker.
Well, it wasn't true.
Oh, okay, no wonder. I was about to be like, I would have more money from you. I would have more.
I would have more money from me too.
That's true. That would be a good look for your brand. But yeah, and I'm happy to be here with my favorite person on earth, you.
You talking to me or Chris, the producer?
I like Chris more than you,
Okay,
but yeah,
that's good.
yeah.
I thought you liked me too much, so I wanted to get you off my side and get you mad at me. So I like that you like Chris more than me.
There you go, running bits on me again.
You know what I'm saying?
Trying to lose me to get me back.
That's all. That's what life's about.
That's true. The plot. That's
The
what
plot.
life's about.
Do you do things for the plot? How often are you living life and you're like, you know what, this will be a story for stage?
I've started doing that more. When I first started stand-up, when I first started stand-up, the years prior when I wasn't doing it, I was subconsciously doing things for the plot without realizing that this was all going to become some of my best material.
Ooh, give me an example.
Dating a guy that was like super abusive for 3.5 years.
Okay, that's not where I thought this was going.
Oh, it's
And-
okay. He's dead now, so it's like
Yay.
fine. Yeah, no, he's not. He has diabetes, so he should be careful.
Okay, so a foot will be gone soon.
That's what I'm saying.
Something's
yeah.
afoot.
You can't hit women.
He's got one foot in the grave, as they say.
Yes.
Exactly. There you go. I would just wish he would have lost the foot sooner because then I could have run away from him quicker.
There you go.
He'd be hopping over. He'd be like, I'm going to get you. You know, and I'd be like, no, you're not, you fat fuck.
Throw him a Snickers bar.
Exactly.
You're not you when you're hungry.
Yeah, I hope he's just
You can't hit me when you're hungry. Sorry. I would like to apologize. We pride in this podcast of being a feminist podcast, and I don't mean to make those jokes.
You make all the jokes about this shit.
What do you mean?
Like, I wish he's still in jail. I hope someone gives him a Carvel ice cream cake in jail so he dies. You can make all the jokes about this.
Where is he stationed? I said like he's in the army.
He's in jail in Salt Lake City.
So is that?
And that's not, Salt Lake City is the jail. So I'm just kidding.
he's free.
He's
but
free, really.
in Salt Lake City.
He's in Salt Lake, but he did actually go to jail.
Because of that?
Because of me.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, because of him.
Sick. Well, because of him.
Yeah,
That's
I just want to.
You can't give women credit for anything, can you, Liam?
Hey, I'm just trying to reaffirm her subconscious, making sure that she doesn't think she was at fault for anything.
Put the score down.
100 wrist points for Liam.
Yeah,
Fuck.
you wouldn't know anything about this.
Yeah, I didn't send him to jail. He sent himself to
He sent
jail.
himself.
That is very true.
Yep.
But that's like something I did for the plot. Like that I didn't realize I was doing for the plot. Or like,
Is that really for the plot, though?
it was a big plot twist for my life.
It was definitely a plot, but you weren't doing it for future conversation, were you?
At all. But like there were so many things in my life pre-stand-up that I didn't realize were contributing so much to the plot. Because like my whole life was like completely different. I was like a publicist. And I did like...
You do. I said this before, you have publicist energy.
And I said, go fuck yourself. That's the rudest thing ever.
And then I was like, this is bad PR right here.
It's no press is bad press, am I right? Get naked. All right.
All right.
All right.
How did that start, the publicist journey?
I don't know. I was in college and I wanted to study something practical, even though I knew I was like an actor and a comedian. I have like 2 Italian immigrant parents that were like, you can't do that. You're an idiot. You're never going to make money and you're never going to make it.
Yeah.
And now that I'm 5 years into stand-up, they were right. And look how that worked. Every time I don't have a good set, I'm like, okay, time to go back to corporate marketing. Okay.
You're like, no, was right.
No, was right.
But also being a publicist, I feel like that strikes me as a kind of good in between where it's a practical thing that you study and there's job opportunity, but it feels more creative.
You are correct. I wish I wasn't in so much debt that I am now.
Don't worry about that. We'll figure that out.
Yeah, because there's no Department of
Chris got
Education,
you.
so who are we paying?
Yeah, true. Is that true?
Yep.
Do you
Yeah,
not
I
have
just
to pay any loans because there's no...
Yep, you're free.
Is the Department of Education actually
according
done?
to your credit score, you're not free.
Yeah.
It'll still affect your credit score. But
that's already way
everything's
down.
a lawless land. I really hope at the end of Trump's presidency, whenever that is, and I hope it's not in 3.5 years or 3.75 years.
The end of his presidency?
Yeah.
I think he's trying to get a third term.
Like I'll kill myself fully. I will force myself into that spaceship that they sent those 5 women in, and I'll be like, "Leave me, please, leave me there."
What would be your like fun thing to do in space? You know how they had like things like Katy Perry, she sang, she had like a flower and shit.
I fucking hate her. I just
Yeah.
want to say that.
I mean, yeah.
Why do you hate her besides everything?
I just don't. Besides everything, I just don't. I just don't get it.
She's just really... I will say...
She's a pop star that never connected with me, not to cut you off. I just never fucked with her.
You never really kissed
Yeah.
a girl and you liked
Yeah.
it.
Well, she is hot.
Yeah.
Super hot.
Yep.
She's kind of like a generic pop star.
Yeah. There's
Hot.
nothing really like special.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like she's like a pop star that would play a pop star in a movie.
That's 1,000%.
That's not about a pop star.
Yeah, and there's no one incredible song. And like anything could be a hit and pop. Like you just get the right like producers and writers on it. Like you're not writing your own shit. It's like stupid.
So you would be a publicist for just any pop star.
Well, they do have bigger budgets, but I also hate Katy Perry. I figured out why I hate her. In Florida, high schools go on grad night. It's grad night and grad bash, which is where you pay like a small fee and you get like a big group discount, and the graduating class goes to either like Universal or Disney World. It's like the big trip at the end of the year. Just realized why I hate her. She was the musical artist the year, and she was so bad.
Really?
So bad. She was violently off key. I mean, to the point where a bunch of Miami high schoolers, estupid, were literally like, musically, this isn't right.
Wow.
Like all the drugs we were on and everything, we were like, this is bad.
On drugs, you're used to listening to Pitbull, and you're like, nah,
This is
no
not,
bueno.
yeah, just straight reggaeton. And then we hear Katy Perry try to hit a note, and we're like, this is bad.
Wow.
Guys want to go do more drugs on It's a Small World? Like, what's happening? So I think that's why I don't respect
Yeah, I'd rather
her.
hear Mickey Mouse sing right now than Katy Perry.
Yeah, literally.
I will say, no one is touching Lady Gaga. Let me just say that.
She's fucking phenomenal.
Lady Gaga, I think, is the greatest pop artist of our generation.
Beyonce for me. But Lady Gaga's up there.
Okay. Is Beyonce pop? I guess she is.
Who knows what she is? She's country
You can't figure her out.
She is whatever she is.
She is country because she says the N-word.
But
We'll be right
can't.
back. So how'd you get your start? I'm going to die
Cowboy
a
Carter
slow
Part
death.
2, Get Me to God's Country.
Oh, imagine she collabed with Morgan Wallen.
She better bury that now. Tate McRae's getting, speaking of pop stars, Tate McRae's getting like fucking canceled.
Why?
Because she's on his new album. And did like she's a really good example. She's the next Katy Perry, like super fucking hot, but like terrible.
Oh, really?
I think it's
I don't know
terrible.
anything about her, really.
I think it's terrible, but she does make me, a straight woman, have gay thoughts.
Ooh, interesting. Let's dive very deep into that.
Okay, sure.
What kind of thoughts are we talking about? We're talking about your sets here, right?
We're going to put this on the Patreon, right?
Yeah.
We need to put this behind a paywall.
Yeah, and I'm the only one paying.
No, I just think if that's the case, we'll put it on my OnlyFans. Brittany masturbates to Tate McRae's music video. I'm masturbating to Tate McRae's music video, and then the next one that plays is her and Morgan Wallen's collab, and I go, ah!
And you're like, oh no, now I can only come if I hear a white guy say the N-word. What the hell?
That's always been the case. Okay.
All right.
Right.
She's from Florida. We get it.
We get it.
You get a pass.
No, I just think she's super hot.
I didn't know who she was until she was a musical guest on SNL when Gillis hosted.
And they had that funny meme that was like, every guy in Brooklyn
Yeah.
with a really hot Manhattan girl. Yeah.
Kind of true.
Yeah, but I just think she's a little like Katie, and where it's like empty
Mm.
a little bit.
I feel like there's a lot of that. There's a lot of like pop stars that get pushed to the forefront, and it's just like, yeah, you could tell the machine just kind of made them. Where it's like, oh yeah, hot girl, let's add some dance moves that they're not equipped to do. Let's add this catchy melody, and then they just throw them out there and
That's
we eat
kind
it up.
of the number one thing you need to be a pop star, though. Is just like, it is kind of all smoke and mirrors. Like, just be hot
Mhm.
and look good. It's always been that way, though.
Yeah.
It's always kind of been like, yeah, you can't sing that. Well, that's okay. We have technology for that. Oh, you
True.
can't write a song? We can just get other people to do it.
True.
So just look hot.
It's all the look.
It's all the look.
Did you represent any people we would know in your publicist days?
When I was at Columbia Records, I wasn't like the direct person, but I got to work on and meet Beyonce.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's
she's very
crazy.
nice. She's very nice. Crazy story. We had a label party, and it was like a private thing at MetLife Stadium, like before her concert. And she came in to say hi to everybody, and then we all huddled together for one big group photo. And I thought I was going to be in the front right next to her until somebody said, wait, the lighting's better on the other side of the room. So then everybody turned around. I get lost in the shuffle, and I'm
No.
like, fuck, now nobody knows I took a group photo with Beyonce. But, and this is risky for me to share this on such a public platform.
Use public very loosely.
Right? You're like, we're not even live.
This is private.
It's private. When we turned around to take the photo, there were so many people and there was so much happening. I'm sorry, Beyonce, but I had to do it. Her ass was right in front of me. And I lightly took both hands and I cupped Beyonce's ass.
Whoa!
Like it was like, you don't believe me. Look at him.
No, it's not that I don't believe you. It's just
What?
it's just bold. It's a bold move.
And I did it like we were like 3, 2, 1, cheese. And I was like, oh. And it was just like,
What did it feel like?
it was godly.
It was God's country.
Buoyant. It was God's country.
Maybe that's what he meant.
It was crazy. When she farted, the N-word came out. This can't go live. We're
No,
gonna be
this is
talking
not
about
going
two
anywhere.
of the whitest people in New York.
Well, you are miscellaneous.
That's true. I'm cannoli.
Cannoli.
Yeah.
Italian?
Italian.
Is that? I've never heard that as a derogative term for Italians.
Oh, it's not.
And I would love as many derogative terms for Italians as possible.
There are 0.
There's WAP.
We don't care though.
There's Guinea.
We don't care.
You don't care because you're a logical person. I know a lot of people. Let's go to Maspeth after this and throw around WAP and Guinea. Let's see what
Yeah.
happens.
Really?
It's not gonna go well.
You don't think so?
No.
Well,
some
Maspeth,
get
there's not that many-
sensitive.
There's not
Where's
that many Italians.
Maspeth? Long Island?
No, Queens. Don't
Queens.
disrespect me.
Oh, okay. Aren't you from Long Island though?
No, please don't disrespect me.
You're from deep Queens?
I wouldn't say deep.
Maspeth, I don't even know where the fuck that is.
It sounds deep, but it's actually pretty close.
Yeah,
Technically, it's
it's
by
just-
Ridgewood. And
Are you from there too?
Not from there. I live there.
I
My
got him in.
family's from there.
Oh,
And
that
no one
is-
never moves to Maspeth. He's the
That's
only
sad.
Right.
Yeah, you got to get out.
Yeah.
one. He's getting out soon unless I
trying.
stop him. It's
That's
by,
why you
like,
need this studio. To
I'm trying to, yeah.
That's what's
He's been
happening.
sleeping here. He's been.
Good.
Anyway.
It's better than Maspeth. Where was I going? Okay, wait, Beyonce.
Yeah, you groped Beyonce.
Yeah, see,
I did not grope
You
her.
sexually assaulted Beyonce.
I
Yeah. Sexually
grazed
assaulted
her. We can't let this go out because the Illuminati will come and kill me.
Okay, so let me get this straight.
I'm not going to be allowed into her concert in May.
A grazing is okay. You're telling
It was
two straight white guys
it was
that a grazing
right
is
there,
okay.
and it was right there, and I wanted her superpowers, and I just,
Now imagine if we had a guy say this.
yeah, it's a complete double standard.
Yeah.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Right.
That sounds
But
like
can you let us women have one thing?
Yeah.
Thank you.
But you took 2. It's 2 cheeks. Come on.
you should add
selfish.
one cheek.
Selfish.
Do you do stand up?
No.
Good, you shouldn't.
Yeah, he's
not good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's the worst.
So it was like I was young. I was in my 20s. I was like, my queen is here, and it was like 3, 2, 1, and I was like, oh.
That's crazy.
That's it. She didn't even notice.
That would be like.
Probably because her ass is fake, but she didn't notice.
You think it's fake?
I think
Is
she.
is
I
that
heard-
the information you got from that graze?
It was very buoyant in the way that BBLs usually are. I feel like she's been open about that though.
Really?
I heard she shut down an entire hospital to get a bunch of reconstructive surgery, one of which included a BBL.
That's pretty
She literally
boss.
paid an entire hospital in New York and shut the whole thing down, and just so she could be there the whole day.
You see, usually when you hear a celebrity be like, "Yeah, I rented it out, shut it all down," it's like, "Oh hell yeah, baller!" This is a hospital. Someone like had an appendicitis that day, and I'm like, "Sorry, Beyonce is getting a BBL and a nose job. Why don't you go to the other hospital 10 miles away?"
Yeah, and they're like, "No, you're right. That is priority. Yeah, I should die at Beyonce's ass." Yeah, it's funny. It's like how like white women like some cosmetic procedures. Like my friend was just telling me about Sculptra, which is when they like take your own. What do they do? They take your own cells, blood cells, and it's supposed to like regenerate collagen, and it's insane. It's insane, and it's irreversible. It's just supposed to make you look like forever young and add like puffiness to your face.
Add puffiness?
Yeah, because girls want to look like baby dolls now. That's why they're doing filler. They're just getting shot up with shit.
But I thought we were trying to get rid of puffiness.
I don't know. I think puffiness.
And when I
is
say
bad.
we, I mean us ladies.
You are one of the girls.
Brunch.
Riz up. I don't know. I can't afford any of these things. So, but the funny part about that is my friend goes, yeah, well, Sculptra was initially invented for AIDS patients. It was a procedure to recover them and add
Whoa.
years to their lives. And then privileged white women were like, bring that over here.
Yes, I'll have some of the AIDSy stuff.
Yeah, my husband won't fuck me anymore. Bring that over here. So has the same energy of Beyonce shutting down a hospital.
It is crazy that that's kind of how every what would you call that type of procedure or drug? Superficial, let's say, for lack of better words.
yeah.
I'm not judging, but every one of those quote unquote superficial procedures or drugs started with something that had like an actual like function.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
Ozempic was for, what was it, like heart rate or something, or heart blood pressure, something like that.
Something like that. Something legitimate.
Um,
Botox was for migraines.
Viagra was a heart medication.
Was it really?
Yeah.
That's
And then they realized, like,
hilarious.
some guy was just like, "Hey, this is better for my heart." Oh yeah. Also, I'm really hard all the time. And they're like, "All right, well, this could be used for. Let's give this to everybody."
I keep feeling like I'm going to have a heart attack, but you know what makes me not think about it? My huge cock.
This heart attack.
There we go. Have you ever taken a Blue Chew or a Viagra?
No, but we were just talking about this before you got here.
Oh, okay. Call me a hack without calling me a hack.
No, I was just saying, like, I was thinking about taking one for you to be here. We'll be right back. So, what
Where's
we
the
were-
score? Could you tell me like which way do we go with that?
Right now, the Riz is melting off the scoreboard. It's not
Wait,
even
but the
existent.
listeners don't know how this started. It's because Brittany was like, "You have so much Riz. You have the most amount of Riz I've ever seen, like, in my life," and I love it. And I was like, "Whoa, let's like take it easy."
I have
and,
regrets.
And then now we're going up and down.
Yeah.
But
Have you taken it? No.
but I have had problems when I'm drunk, and we were
course.
talking about this before.
Mm.
Here's my thing. I've spoken about this with a friend before. I like to drink. If I'm going out with a girl, I like to drink with the
Who
girl.
the fuck goes on a sober date?
No,
I
our
don't
last
do.
guest,
I don't
but
do
she's a
coffee
psycho.
dates. Coffee dates are psychotic.
I could see not as a first date.
Yeah, correct.
What about a second date?
Maybe a second date or a third date, but a first date icebreaker, like I need alcohol. I need alcohol.
I agree. I mean, I need alcohol at all times.
Same.
Speaking of, do you still have that tequila?
I have Maker's Mark. You
I'll
pour
just
up
She's not
some
gonna
whiskey.
drink whiskey. She's a lady.
I have a huge penis.
All right, let's pour
I'll
it
have
up.
some. Let's do it.
All right.
I'll have some.
All right.
I'm gonna get some glasses.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
So I've spoken about this with my friend where I'm like,
I like that as you're talking about your penis performance, you're like, I need alcohol for this.
yeah, I'm like, I got to
interaction.
make sure it doesn't work later. Otherwise, I'm gonna have a kid.
You're like, I was so respectful on this date with this girl. I didn't even try anything, mostly because I couldn't.
I'm like a really
My
like.
dick shriveled up inside of me.
I'm such a feminist. I'm impotent. No, but like,
That's funny.
I almost want to say up top, like, hey, are we gonna hook up later or not? Because then I'll stop the drinking. You know what I mean? Or we could just have a really good time and not hook up.
Can we make this as a sketch? That would be really funny. Hey, I'm
That-
having a lot of fun. Do you think you're gonna put out later?
You're like, oh,
What? I don't know because I'm gonna have to scale it back.
I just want to know if I should get another drink.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want, we should get one. But like, are you having fun?
Are you in?
Because it is true where it's like, if she's having fun, she's gonna want to keep having drinks. That would be a sign that there might be some hookups.
Yeah, it almost has like a reverse effect. Like if you keep drinking, you're not gonna be able to deliver.
Yeah,
And if she keeps drinking,
she's gonna want
she's
to.
gonna deliver.
This
Exactly.
This is the dilemma of my life.
That was the dilemma of my 20s. I had so much sex I didn't need to have and so much bad or just drunken sex because I was just like, didn't know myself yet.
Mm,
And so I was irrationally nervous on dates.
mm.
Where now at 30s, I'm fine. Speaking of, I have a sculpture appointment next week.
You were buffering a little bit there.
Yeah, Botox. Yeah, we'll just cut that. That
Yeah.
was a weird connection.
Yeah, we're
issue.
gonna do some audio over that. We'll be like, in my 20s.
Yeah. Can we get a pickup now that I'm 25 and not a day older? I just feel like I drank so much on dates, and then it was like I needed it because I felt like I didn't know myself, and I felt really nervous, and I wanted it to work out so badly.
Yes, but you're still saying you need a drink on a date.
I do need a drink on a date, but I don't think I would get blasted on a date.
What if it's
anymore.
really fun?
Oh well, yeah, but that's that's different, I guess.
I've heard people be like in my my journey with a woman recently, a real one this time.
Hell yeah,
I was trying to
you
decide.
broke the robot, so you had to go.
Well, she got the Venmo, so we were like, go on
Nice.
with it.
Nice.
And I was telling a female friend of mine because I have some of those too, because you know.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Well, you should go on a lunch date or something now to see if you like her when you're sober."
That's a good idea.
But lunch date feels kind of weird. Second date, lunch date. I don't know.
No,
Wait, what if you go on a lunch date?
I don't know.
Knowing me, I would go on a lunch date and then order a drink.
I would order a drink.
Then how do
But
I
I feel
know?
like a lunch date has a different energy than a night date. A night date drinks, it's kind of a given. Like it has to, at least for me in my 20s, maybe not as much now. If we're going on a night date and we're doing drinks, it's almost a guarantee I'm going to hook up. I'm
Oh, really?
probably going to get too drunk and hook up. Well, I guess not anymore now that I'm in my, thank you so much.
Yeah, that looked so bad. That looked very.
What time?
No more, or else my dick won't work later.
Oh man. Oh man. That was crazy.
I think
Thank you,
it's a
bro.
different cheers
Cheers.
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 to impotence.
Thank you, sir. To impotence.
Don't you? Okay, how old are you? For real.
Well, oh, you don't
You
say
said
your
that like
age?
you might be underage.
I'm 34. I'll be
No,
honest.
it's because
on
she
this
before
podcast.
she was like, now that I'm in my 30, now that I'm 30s,
I'm in and around my 30s.
I'm 27. You don't
Oh.
look 34 at all, by the way. I'm not just saying that because we're drinking.
Thank
yeah, I
you.
didn't think that either.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, so that's a different. How old are you?
27, almost
Yeah,
28.
everything changes when you hit your 30s. It's like night
Well,
and day. So honestly,
Speaking of
27.
impotence.
There it is. At least something's getting blown. Am I right?
Hey.
Wow.
I do
Oh,
comedy professionally.
wow.
Thank you.
I'm getting blown. I took my ribs out.
Did Marilyn Manson ever actually do that?
I don't know. It's still a mystery to this day.
I think about it often.
You and me both, sister.
What's up? 27 to 30, when you turn 30, it's night and day. It's really radical change.
Really?
Yeah, when I was 27, I was still I'll drink on dates now because I like want to be a little bit out of my head and have my inhibitions lowered, but I can't remember. The last time I did it was last year, and I hooked up with a comic randomly at a festival, and I got
We had a good time.
way too. I did not. It was terrible sex.
What? I mean, I got you like water after.
You should have bought the Plan B. That's actually true. I remember we both were hammered, and I was like, I'm too old for this shit. Like, this is ridiculous. And then I guess I let him drop a load in the bucket.
Well, did you let him? Did you tell him to?
I was hammered, so obviously,
Yeah. Okay.
everyone's making bad decisions. But I hadn't done that.
Not me.
in
I
the-
do my taxes when I'm hammered. Sorry. Continue.
That's just fair. That's just good math. That's it. That's it. But that was like 27-year-old. Like when I was 27, I was still going on dates and drinking, like not having dinner before, super nervous, not confident in myself, wanting a relationship so bad. So I want it to work out so badly. Therefore, I'm taking a shot before I even go on the date because I just wasn't like comfortable in my own skin.
You weren't drinking to have a good time. You were drinking to like cope for something.
I was drinking to cope, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I'm into him. And then I'm like sobering up halfway through sex. I'm like, no, I'm not. He's black. And just kidding.
Can't tell my Italian immigrant parents about this one.
I can't, but how else was I supposed to take a black dick without some shots?
He's from Sicily, Mom.
He's just really Sicilian. Right. That's a joke, everybody.
It's a joke.
That's a joke, everybody. Okay.
They know.
And
by
but
they,
now,
I mean one listener.
my drinking is just different on dates now. I wouldn't get fucked up drunk. I would just have a martini or two to
But what's
chill out.
What's your night out anyway? Like no date, just going out with some friends. Are you getting hammered, or are you drinking a lot more than you would on a date?
I'm getting Sex in the City drunk, truly. Like I'm not slurring, I'm not calling anybody.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not puking. I'm not blacking out. Like
You're
my
getting
friends,
nice.
we're getting nice. Like early to mid 30s is not like tequila, gin and tonic, fuck it, shot, like beer, whatever. It's like 3 or 4 martinis over a nice dinner. Everyone's laughing. Someone statistically has a good cry. You know what I mean? And like I'm drunk. I'm
sounds
drunk
amazing.
at the end. But the kind of drunk I get is I'm just replying to girls' Instagram stories, and I'm
You and me
like,
both.
fuck yeah, bitch, let's go. You look amazing.
You just uplift women when you're drunk.
I really do. Or I just start texting people in my life, and I'm just like, I want you to know how important you are to me. Like, you know, like, yeah.
I get that.
Yeah, and then
That
like
sounds great.
listening to an album on repeat or something, but not like catching 4 martinis and then being like, oh, gotta go catch some strain. I don't know, it's just different.
Were you like that? Were you like, let me catch some stray?
In my 20s?
Oh, yeah. What was your move besides getting blackout drunk?
Every girl's move is having a pussy. That is the move. Yeah.
What's your go-to, like, if a guy is going to approach you? How does it have to go if you're going to
This feels like a
entertain
personal
it?
interview for you.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Like
He does this every time.
Well, every time
Let's say
has a
he
girl.
invites you on his podcast.
All of a
some
sudden,
work.
halfway through, there's Maker's Mark.
Yeah.
The Riz board is gone. He's removed a layer of clothing.
I removed a rib.
You remove a rib, you're on your own, buddy. That's it.
Well, then I don't need you.
You're a self-made man. What's a go-to move to get a guy to?
No, not even your move. What's their move? Like if a guy wants to impress you, you're out with the gals. Are you already like not trying to entertain that if you're out with the gals?
That's a great question. I don't go out with the gals enough, and I don't date enough now that I think about it. I'm almost forgetting my answer.
But you're not. Can I guess?
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about this before.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm not closed off, and I'm not searching. I feel like that's probably you.
That's exactly where I'm at. Yeah.
Like if something naturally happens organically, you're just like, okay.
Who am
maybe.
I to turn down a great guy coming in and a great connection? You know what I mean? Do I actively want a relationship? No,
Mhm.
I don't think so. Unless somebody fucking awesome
Yeah.
comes in and changes my mind. But I'm definitely not searching. I'm not actively doing anything enough. I'm not on the apps.
Yeah, but I think that's good. I think that's where you're supposed to be, is not looking and not closed off.
Yeah, it's the best of both worlds. It's duality.
I think a lot of people that are actively looking, they're more so want a relationship than they are looking for the right person.
I think they're filling a void. I think something else in their life fucking sucks. Their
Yeah.
job, their friends, they're not taking care of themselves. And when they're so latched on to like I want him to call me back, because that's all where it stems. Whenever girls come down on guys for like, you don't respond quick enough, or you don't make a plan, or you didn't confirm, or why haven't I heard from you? Why haven't I seen you? The core issue is I just really want a boyfriend. And then you're like, you're not even really, you just want someone.
You want the validation of someone.
That was so much in my 20s too. I just wanted somebody to like I just wanted to, because you don't know yourself, right? So it's like, I just want a guy to commit so then I can feel like I'm worthy of being, and I can have the upper hand, and I feel like I'm worthy of being a girlfriend.
Yeah, I feel that too. I mean, I feel like I was like that for a while, and so much so where the idea of talking to someone or being in a relationship scares me, because I'm like, I don't want that feeling. I don't want to lose my sense of self and just want the validation of this one person.
I think
I gotta do stand-up and get the validation of hundreds of people.
Exactly. That I'll never see again.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, much like my 20s. And just sayonara, sir. Okay. I think a lot of people, girls specifically more than that, I mean, some guys fall for it too, but they just want a relationship to have a relationship. And then that's when you end up like dating someone that's not good for you, or dating too much and wasting your time, but that's all where that stems from. Whenever a girl is irrationally coming down on you for not texting her back enough, not calling back enough, not making a plan, didn't hear from you again, whatever it is, it's all like, it's like you're getting upset because you wanted something to work out so fucking badly.
Yeah, it's about something else.
It's about something else. It's like your ego, you're bored, you're whatever. So yeah, that's exactly where I am.
Which I do think there's a gray area, because like most confident women, if you're secure, you're just like, all right, well, he's not putting in enough effort. I'm done, whatever. But a lot of guys, we are naturally kind of dumb. So, yeah, this is breaking news.
Groundbreaking.
Breaking news here, and if you don't mind, with Liam Dalton. Guys might be dumb. Let's look into it.
This just in.
But
it's not just women.
They're obviously dumb. But
Yeah. Tale as old as time.
logically.
Buddy. Yeah.
My sister said something to me the other day. She was like, all guys are dumb. All women are crazy. It's about finding the right amount of your crazy for your dumb.
Guys can be crazy and women can be dumb.
Yes.
As well too.
Yes, but
If we're
generally,
gonna be fair.
if we're going to generalize, and
Yeah.
I love generalizing,
Yeah.
especially by gender, by no, but
You should run for president.
I would win now, probably.
You really would. Finally, someone honest. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I think some guys do need a little bit of that nudge of like, hey, what are you doing? But no woman is in the wrong to be like, I'm not giving you that. Like, you should know.
Yeah. Okay. I have thoughts about this.
All right.
I do think
I'll allow
that
one thought and that's it. Sorry.
I got to pick which one. Okay. I would agree with you. I have had male friends be like, hey, we're pretty dumb. Like we're pretty clueless. I won't even say the word dumb. So sometimes when I think I'm making something obvious to a guy, like my guy friends will be like, he doesn't.
He has no idea.
He has no idea.
Yeah.
And I generally think that those are normal and good guys. That when you operate from the like, I don't know, what does this mean? Should I ask her out? Should I go in? Like,
Story of my life.
I also feel bad for dudes in 2025 a little bit. Hot take, I know, ladies. Because I have had male friends be like, I'm a little afraid to make a move because everyone's getting canceled and I don't know what gray area is anymore. So it's almost made, and I've had good male friends, like good guys that I would trust with like my life, like my best friends be like, I've been scared out of making a move because I'm like, is this too much? We kind of work together. I don't know. I'm going to get canceled, whatever. So yeah, I think you can nudge along as a girl and be direct and give the green light. But then once you give the green light and put the ball in his court, I still ultimately leave it up to him. But also about like, oh, a guy's not putting in enough effort. In my 20s, I would get really upset about that. And now at 34, I'm so fucking busy. I don't think I would notice or care as much. I think he'd be like, I'm sorry, never followed up. I do want to see you again. I don't know if right now I would like be like, fuck you, my time is fucking valuable, because I would have probably forgotten.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
I don't know. And like maybe that would bother me more if I liked him more. But now I think in my 20s, I was bored and lost and not doing comedy and kind of like a fucking loser and like care too much about men's
Well, you
opinions.
still are.
Still are. That's right. But it's just I'm channeling it in different ways.
Sure,
like
yeah.
doing this podcast. And this is really socially not a good look for me, but I decided to do more charity work in 2025. So here we are. I'm a saint. So I think now, I say that to say, not to be serious, but like I think now that my cup runneth over and I'm like busy and good
Yeah.
and I've been single for a little bit, haven't had a significant guy in a while, super good on my own, whatever. I don't know if I'd get as upset if a guy's like, my bad, I went off grid for 2 weeks. I'm so sorry. I'm free now. Can I take you out to dinner? I don't know because I'm just as busy as him.
But there
Or
could
just
be
his-
the odd time that you do have the night off and that is supposed to happen and then he doesn't follow up and then you're like, hey, I'm so busy. This is the one night. Like, you got to let me know.
That's just common courtesy.
Yeah.
And that's what I think some people, specifically men, lack. And then that's why women pop off on them. I know, crazy. Men are dumb and lack common courtesy. We're really breaking ground here on this podcast. I don't even know the name
What
of this
the
podcast,
hell?
by the way.
It's called If You Don't Mind.
It's called the Joe Rogan Experience.
You wish I had alpha brain right now.
Yeah, I wish I had alpha brain.
I'll show you some alpha brain. We'll be right back.
Riz.
Ding, ding, ding,
The coins just start going. You know?
Wait, so
What was I
okay.
saying?
No, I'm
you
going
go.
back to Beyonce.
This is your show. Steer the fucking ship.
Sorry, guys are dumb. I'm going off the grid.
Oh,
I'm not
common
giving you.
Courtesy.
No, enough of that bullshit.
Common courtesy.
Let's get back to Beyonce's ass.
Boink. Okay. No, let's not, because she's gonna cancel me. But
She's not listening.
men have to learn how to. I know a lot of women that get upset because men will be like, "I'm gonna take you out on Wednesday, and it's a plan, and we're gonna do it," and then they ghost that day or it falls through. And I will say this: you don't need to bitch somebody out for that. But if you've been, here's the thing. If it's a first date, second date situation, I probably just wouldn't talk to him again and let it fly and go into like the metaverse or wherever it goes.
Fair.
That's it. If it's more than that, and I wouldn't bitch him out, but I would be like, hey, you should like respect people's time.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
Like,
fair.
I'm busy, you're busy. We made a plan. If you can't do it, it's really okay. But don't like, yeah,
Just be an adult and let me know.
correct.
Yeah, that's fair.
Everybody's
And
busy.
I am very bad at keeping up with anything, especially the Kardashians. They're all over the place.
How can you keep up with those whores?
Tell me about it. I mean,
Thank God for those sex tapes. That's the only way we would know what those whores have been up to.
that's wow, sexist, misogynistic, racist. Brittany Brave. Thank you for coming by.
My name does sound like a Proud Boy, though. It does.
That's not your real name, obviously, right?
It is my real name. It's 100% my legal
That's
real
not
name.
your last name.
Brittany Brave.
Is your last name? I'm going to have to see some ID.
Not the first time this has happened.
I've ID'd a couple bouncers in my life.
I thought you were about to say I've ID'd a couple girls.
No. But
And
by
the
the
second
way,
I saw they were over 18, I said,
I'm out.
get out of here.
Get me to God's country.
Get me to-
He left that high school immediately.
It's like, what, have you been left back, baby?
We left that Girl Scout location immediately.
Scout's over.
That's over.
Yeah,
These cookies aren't that good.
Scout's honor.
Be
But-
s- yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm gonna take back what I was gonna say on that
No,
subject.
say it.
No, I'm not saying it.
Say it. No take backs, bitch.
I'm not saying it.
Look,
Florida. Who
What's
is this
Florida?
woman?
excuse
Brittany.
me.
Can I see it now?
That's a
now that you
decent
said
DMV photo.
Brittany
decent DMV photos.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Dina or Deanna?
Deanna. Do you know how to read? D-E-A.
Dina from the Jersey Shore spells it the exact same way.
D-E-A-N-N-A.
Look it up. Dina from the Jersey Shore spells it the exact same
Oh,
way.
good. You're taking spelling advice from people from the Jersey Shore.
She's meatball. She owns her own business.
Does she really?
Probably not.
Okay. She's
Brittany Deanna Brave. Wow, I stand corrected. I'm sorry. You must have
Believe
paid a lot of
women.
money to change your.
Believe women, Liam.
Wow.
Why did you say who's this woman?
This doesn't look like me,
No, it does. He was wrong.
right?
Yeah.
Same hair color.
Yeah.
No, you're much hotter now.
Am I really?
Yeah.
Agreed.
I actually
Agreed
would
on
agree
that.
with that.
Yeah.
Thank
So,
you.
okay, let's get back into you representing Beyonce pre-grope.
Okay.
I was in the same room as Beyonce once.
And that's crazy that I grabbed her ass and you did.
I know, right?
kinda
Who would have
weird.
guessed it?
Riz.
I mean, she didn't react, right? So she must have liked it.
Yeah, I think so. Or I just think her ass was fake, so she has no nerve endings in the BBL. Where was I with that? Oh yeah, I represented Beyonce. Not fully. I wasn't actually her publicist.
This is overheard New York at like a Brooklyn bar.
Yeah, I was Beyonce's publicist.
I represented Beyonce. Her ass is fake. You know that, right?
You know that, right? I touched it. Let's get more mimosas.
She has like no nerves in the ass. I touched it, I swear.
Crazy. Jay-Z didn't even care.
He's too busy touching kids. That will
true.
take out because I don't agree with that.
I don't agree with what?
Touching kids.
Yeah.
And that's a hot take.
Yeah.
Next question.
You're the first person to ever say that. You're a generational mouthpiece.
Thank you.
You're an American hero.
So you were representing her.
I worked on her and like John Mayer.
Oh wow.
And Barbara Streisand, who was really stressed out on a media day and walked past me, and she stopped as she was walking past me. She was like so stressed out, and then she stopped. I was holding the door and she looked at me and she went, "I just want to put you in my pocket."
That's kind of
great.
awesome.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, wherever you want to go, I'll go. You're
Which
Barbara-
pocket?
I'll go.
Yeah, which pocket? You're Barbara fucking Streisand. Yeah. That was
You
cool.
do give off that vibe too, publicist vibe, and also vibe that you just want to put you in a pocket.
I would love to be put in a pocket. A bitch is tired.
You're also
Find me a marsupial, please.
How tall are you? You're very
That's so fucking rude. No, it's not. I'm kidding.
sorry. How much do you weigh?
Pre or post Ozempic? Which one? No,
You down with OZP? Yeah, you know me. How tall are you?
4'11".
I could have just checked your ID. Fuck.
That's what I was about to say. See, men.
4'11"?
4'11". On a good day, 4'11".
With the boot heels.
There's no heel on this.
There's a
one.
little bit of heel.
Okay, fine. I'm 5 feet in the heel, but I'm 4'11".
See, catfishing.
Exactly.
Guys aren't the only ones.
I'm out here lying to these men. That's it. He's like, I thought you were a supermodel. Yeah, 4'11" on a good day.
Yeah, you have pocket energy.
I do have pocket spinner energy, is what I've been told.
Spinner?
You ever heard that?
Like fidget spinner?
Sure, but like on
You're more of a midget spinner. All right, we'll be right back.
Riz count down.
What does spinner energy mean? What does
You
that
never
mean?
heard spinner?
No.
Oh, you Gen Z fuck asses. Spinner?
No.
It's when a guy's fucking a petite girl. She's a spinner. He has her on top, so he's
You spinner around.
Please, this is
spinning her
That
around.
seems like
this
a
is
lot
a
of
family
extra work.
podcast. Can you not get some
I'm
graphic?
sorry. That's right. Racial slurs are fine, but sex
Yes.
talk is way too much.
I mean, that is pretty family. You're Italian.
I always say whenever people are like, keep it family friendly, I'm like, you don't know my family. You don't know my family.
Like, okay, so very hateful and obnoxious.
And racist, exactly. It's sexist, right.
So
yeah.
then how did you start doing stand-up? Like, did you leave the PR job first? Or-
I went to another PR job at an agency, and then I studied theater in college, and I did theater in high school.
Another theater kid.
Yeah, it'd be like that.
You don't have, I guess, no,
That's a compliment.
I don't think you have theater kid energy.
That's a compliment.
Spinner, maybe, but theater, no.
That's fine. I'll take spinner energy. Whenever people tell me I don't seem like an only child and I don't seem like a theater kid, I'm like, thank you and thank you.
The thing is, maybe if you were described on paper. I could explain.
Yep, please.
You are kind of a ball of energy, if I may.
Sure.
You are an outgoing young woman.
Mhm.
You're a fun person.
Mm-hmm.
That technically could, like, your Venn diagram of theater kid is there. You'll talk to anybody. I
Yeah.
feel like
What makes me not a theater kid?
you're not weird and annoying.
Thank you. I would agree, actually.
Wow, very only child of you.
Very. I am actually really great. Yeah.
Yeah, my parents tell me that all growing
All
up.
the time. No, but that's the thing. I had two tough, like, second generation Italian immigrant parents. So, like, I was not an only child to them.
Yeah, and
Like, it was very, like, earn it, can't get that yet, fucking work hard.
you're
fuck
not a
it.
boy.
Exactly.
You
That's
know
what-
anything about Italian families? They
Yeah.
praise the boy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So-
and Latino families, too. The boys
Yeah.
can do no wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that probably helped keeping you from only child syndrome.
A little bit, yeah. And just having to, I think I would have had only child syndrome had my parents been more rich, had more money,
Mm,
then maybe I would have had only child syndrome. But
what
no.
did they do?
My dad is a national sales manager for an eyewear company, and my mom is a cosmetologist. She used to work at a salon.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Eyewear company?
Yeah, he would sell eyewear to like lens crafters and
Does eyewear just mean glasses?
glasses.
Stop trying to prop it up. It's glasses.
It's
I'm sorry.
There I go again, being an elitist only child.
You elitist
Oh,
scumbag.
little fucking asshole.
Well, to be fair, when you're like, oh, we didn't really have money. He was an eyewear specialist.
He did not say that. He was a sales manager. If he were an eyewear specialist, I'd have a special already right now. Okay,
True.
there's no Nepo baby energy here. There is no one in my family who's in entertainment remotely.
Listen, I've heard rumors that you're an industry plant. And
Like
now it
Doechii?
makes sense. I love Doechii.
I love her so much.
I feel like I could date Doechii. That's my delusional confidence.
Yeah, that's very delusional.
Very
of you.
but not like
I would date Doechii before you would date Doechii.
true. I mean, yeah, she is kind of
Is she gay?
She's half gay. I think they call it bi now.
Commitment issues.
I know, right? Like pick
Pick
one.
a side.
All right, now we're being your
Now
Italian
we're being
family at
boomers.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah. If I told my mom I was bisexual, she'd be like, "Figure it out. Figure it out." Because
I
I
knew.
can't keep up. I know.
I knew you shouldn't be doing this stand up.
I knew it. Go back to marketing.
So, how did you get into stand up?
That relationship, that shitty abusive relationship. I did improv and sketch for many years, and then I was like kind of trying to do it while I was in PR and dating this asshole, but it was like very obviously like hit or miss.
Let me just say, dating this asshole was not good PR for you.
No, it was the best thing that ever happened to me.
Oh, sorry. I was just trying to be cheeky.
Because I mean, would I be here with this career that I have doing this podcast? That's whose name I forgot already. I don't think so.
I will say I do kind of like. Do you believe that everything happens for a reason?
Absolutely.
Obviously, that's a terrible thing, and I'm sorry you
No,
went
I
through
just
that.
did a
All
podcast
seriousness,
this morning and I agreed with that.
but I am sorry that you went through that. That is terrible.
Yeah.
And but I do kind of believe like everything happens for a
It was
reason.
the best thing. It was the worst thing that ever happened to me and the best thing that ever happened to me. Like, if I look at my life pre that relationship, I'm like, oh, God.
I'm already overthinking me saying everything happens for a reason in response to you getting hit by a man. So I'm sorry about that.
No, but that's okay. But I say that about my own situation.
I know I'm trying to be an optimist, and then I feel like that sounded jerky.
No. It didn't sound jerky at all. I would rather people say that than sometimes say I'm sorry. But it's okay that you said I'm sorry. Because I'm sorry is like the polite, normal thing to say.
Yeah.
But like, really, it's like, it really was like the best thing that ever happened to me. I just obviously couldn't see it
At the time.
at the time.
Yeah.
But like, I would rather be back in that relationship than have the life I had before that relationship. That's a very extreme statement, but I think you know what I mean.
I get what you mean.
Like, I hated my job. The people around me sucked. My money wasn't right. I thought I was confident and I wasn't. I didn't like where I lived. Like, so I wasn't doing comedy. Like, so many things were like misaligned. And like, that happened. And that's what led me to stand up. Like, my first jokes were about like that relationship.
Was it just like an outlet where you were like,
Yeah. And the funny part is, a lot of people in my life had said that I should do stand-up, and I was like, nah, it's not for me. I do improv and theater and sketch and stuff. Like, I love stand-up, but it's not for me. And the funny part is, if there's one good thing about him, is he always was like, you're so fucking funny, you should do stand-up.
oh, wow.
And I was like, nah. And he goes, really? Like, I feel like you're not, he was right about that. He was like, I feel like you're not going to stay in PR. You shouldn't. And he was like, I know we're going to break up one day and I'm going to be sitting at a bar and looking up at the TV and it's going to be you on there. I know I'm going to see you
That's
on
crazy.
there. And then I was like, yeah, you're right. Like, whatever. And, here we are 5 years later and I'm not, but it's okay. And
Well, this
I
could
have
be
been on TV, but not in the way he thought. But
yeah, it was on the news.
for an ad. It's on the news running from something. But yeah, he was always like, you should do stand up. You're so funny. And then little did he know that like the thing that would push me to do it, because I would tell my friends about the fucked up shit he was doing and it was so dark and real. They were like crying, laughing. And they were like, this is so fucking funny. Like you have to go to an open mic. You have to go. And I was like, nah, I don't know, whatever. And they were like, you gotta go make something with this. Like,
What made
this
you
is like
think-
funny.
Were they ever like, you got to go to the fucking police?
Oh, all the time.
Okay,
All
there you
the
go.
time.
Well,
I went to
there
the
it is.
police so many times in that relationship. Yeah.
Fair.
Just
Where were you? Like, where were you living?
New York, Jersey at first, and then Brooklyn.
And then, so you're telling them, listen, you went to the police and whatever, and then you finally get out of it. And are you like, I have to? Did you just have an itch, or
Yeah.
were you like,
Well, I think, but right before I left, I was miserable in my PR job. Something else went down with him that was terrible, whatever. And I was sitting in my Brooklyn apartment and I had so much work to do for my PR clients. And I was like, fuck this. I hate this. And just like slammed my laptop shut, went and got a drink. and then looked up my phone and I was like, comedy New York near me,
Wow.
something. And it literally it wasn't stand up, but it was Magnet Theater, a drop-in improv jam. And I was like, I want to do improv. I want to do nothing more than just be like funny and go back on stage. And I had so much fun for those 2 hours. And the teacher like pulled me aside after and was like, who are you? You're so fucking funny.
Oh,
and
wow.
I was like, I want to come home. Like, my life is really bad right now. Let me cover up that bruise. Okay. I love him though. Like, like it was just, but it was that moment that I was like,
wow.
wait a minute. And then I called my mom after and I was like crying. It was a whole thing. And I was like, I need to be acting. I want to be a comedian. What am I doing in my life? And my mom was like, for the first time ever, my mom was like, you're right.
Wow.
You're doing the wrong thing. You're right.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Especially second generation Italian or first generation Italian
Yeah,
parents.
it took having another man beat me that wasn't my father. She's like, when your father hits me, I learn a lot. I realize a lot too.
Sometimes I think about doing stand-up myself when your dad hits me.
Yeah, but I can't tell your father. He'd be mad. Yeah, no restraining order. But
They were okay with him hitting you, but then they found out he wasn't Italian. They were like, oh, let's
no, wait a minute. Yeah. They were like, your boyfriend's hitting you? That's not good. I'm like, I'm doing stand-up. They're like, that's worse. Yeah.
Sounds like you need another hit.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, that's more or less how it happened. And then I stayed with him for like 2 weeks and I flew out to see him in Salt Lake City. Gross. And
You were doing long distance?
Towards the end, we were.
He was abusing you remotely? Sorry.
Yeah, he was. No, yeah, he was.
Over Zoom?
Cyberbullying.
Wait, is that true?
Yeah. The thing that got him to finally go to jail was it was like, yes, all the domestic incident reports of me having to call to be like, hello, get this man out of my apartment. He's hitting me. What's happening?
How
He's
many
coked out.
fucking times did it take?
Oh, a lot.
A
lot. It was a long 3 years. And then, but the thing that really got him to go to jail, to a note for 2 New York-based men, is threatening someone's life. It's aggravated harassment. Getting it in writing or in audio that you're going to hurt somebody or kill somebody. That was the thing that apparently New York State takes like very seriously.
Were you dating my dad? Sorry.
I would never date an Irishman.
Because we'll drink too much and then we'll be impotent.
Exactly.
All right, that's fair.
Exactly.
That's fair.
Yeah.
What nationality was he?
He was different versions of white. Not Irish.
He was a white mutt.
He was a white mutt.
Wait, he had a bunch of different things and you were like, all right, but there's no Irish, right?
Yeah.
I just got to make sure.
Where does this Coke problem come from? He's like, Scottish.
I'm like, all right, thank God.
Thank God. Thank God.
Go on with the hits.
I used to have a joke about that. I was like, I worked in the music business and I dated an abusive man. And I was like, what do we have in common? The hits keep coming. Bam!
2 pops and I'm out.
That's it. But yeah, that's it. That was it.
Wow.
And then I visited him, and then it was a really bad weekend again. And then I fled in the middle of the night. I changed my flight and fled.
Oh, wow. This is all.
And I never spoke to him again.
Really? And then did he go to jail?
He did. Because I went to family court when I landed back in New York, and I blocked him on everything. And I went straight to family court with my luggage, and I was like, I need a restraining order. How do I get out of this? Just get me out. And then they were like, okay, hang on. Like, there's, whatever. And I presented thank God I saved them because I knew I'd eventually leave them one day. And I presented all like the domestic incident reports, screen grabs, photos, rough photos, whatever. And the detective was like, why wasn't he arrested? This was September. And he's like, why wasn't he arrested in July, the night the cops came by when you called the cops at your Brooklyn apartment? And I said, I don't know. He ran.
Oh, wow.
Like out. And I literally had to look at the 2 cops and I was like, go get him.
Wow.
And they were like, oh, we don't know whose fault it is.
Classic.
Well, I'm laying there like bleeding. My glasses
my
are shattered. They're like,
God.
oh, I don't know who started it. And I was like, what's happening?
Man. They're like, we got to make sure it's not one of us first.
Yeah. They were like, well, what'd you say to provoke him?
Yeah.
Yeah. What'd you say? But
They probably, the only bit of mad they were was like, hey, hitting spouses, that's our thing.
exactly. They were like, is he looking for a job?
Exactly. We're hiring him.
He's white and abusive. We got him. And he's good at running. That's great.
Yeah, he's going to be the GOAT.
He really should have been a cop.
Yeah. But
Except he was the second sleaziest thing, which was record producer.
he's a record producer? Is that how you guys met?
Yeah, because I was in the music business at the time.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. And then that detective was like, he should have been arrested. And I was like, I agree. And he goes, oh, it was only 2 months ago? It's in the statute of limitations. We're going to arrest him. Like,
Tight.
yeah. And then he came to New York and he hit me up he somehow found out where I was living at the time, and I did not tell him my new address. I just switched apartments, and he went to a bar around the corner from my apartment and texted me and was like, please come, I love you, I miss you, I can't not be with you, whoa, whoa, whoa. And I just sent it straight to my detective.
Nice.
And she was like, tell him you're on your way and you'll be there in 20 minutes. And then
Oh,
it was like really good story.
That's.
and
I
then,
mean, this sounds
like,
like Law and Order.
It's like long. It really, that was my life. Clunk, clunk. Yeah. When I do Kegels, men hear the doors. Clunk, clunk, clunk. It's like, in the criminal justice system. Clunk, clunk. And it was a female cop that arrested him too,
When you're
which
done
was
hooking
so
up with a
good.
guy, you're like, dun dun.
Yeah. I'm like, NDA. Yep, that's it.
And it was a female cop.
It was a female
That's
cop.
pretty cool.
She was like, tell him you're on your way. I was like, are you sure? She goes, yeah. Just lie to him.
It was Kelly from SVU.
Something like that. Yeah.
That's awesome.
She walked in and she was like, close your tab. And he was
Oh.
like, what's happening? She's like, I think you know. Like, we have 2 ways we could do this, the easy way or the hard way. And he was like, yeah. And
He was
then
like,
went
is this a
to-
prostitute?
Exactly. Yeah. He was like, I prefer to do it the hard way. Am I right? Who wants to be
But
soft?
I have had a couple drinks.
Which means I will hit you. So yeah. And
Damn,
then
that's crazy.
a lot of shit was going on, and the only thing that made me happy was comedy. So I just started hitting open mics.
Oh, wow.
I was like, maybe people were right. I should talk about this on stage.
And then is that still in your hour now?
Yes.
It's got to be.
Yeah.
That's like a great.
You can't do it all the time, though. In my hour, I can do it because I've like earned people's trust, but it's
Mhm.
very hard to do it in shorter sets because people immediately go like, "Ah,"
Yeah.
or like, "Ooh," like, you know, they're not on like, which is crazy. They're not on like your side with it.
Yeah. How do you go about that with working stuff out that kind of needs a lot of build up because it can seem sad? So like you work stuff out usually in shorter sets when you're just doing spots. So when you get that reaction, how do you even work it out?
I just don't. If it's a shorter set, I don't.
So like where have you only worked that out really in your
On
hours?
my own shows, I still produce a lot of shows, so I'll work it out on my shows or my headline shows. Or things, or sometimes like all female events that I headline or stuff like that. Like they'll be receptive to stuff like that.
Mm.
But yeah, I really, if it's like 7, 10, even 15 minutes, I don't have enough time to like. But
Yeah.
I mean, also like, I think with more writing and more practice and more time, like I want to get that stuff to where
Mm.
it's so good and well written that I'm like, I could do it in a 5
Yeah.
and I'm going to get them.
How do
they're
you?
gonna-
Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's it.
I don't silence women on this podcast.
Go ahead. See, I don't silence women either.
What are you doing?
I don't know. It's your show. What are you doing?
I don't know. Do you think I know? the hell? No, I was gonna say.
Why am I here? No,
I
I'm
don't-
kidding. I'm
I don't
kidding.
know, for
I'm
the
kidding.
free whiskey.
Yeah, that's it.
I
A
was gonna.
friendship from one of my favorite people.
You are like one of my favorite people to run into. That I was. Is the run into making it weird? Is that why you're making that face?
You're a producer.
So you had to qualify it.
What do you mean?
Exactly.
Is
You
it
just
the run
qualified it.
into? The run into?
The run into. You're one of my favorite people when I have minimum time with you.
Well, yeah.
You're someone I wouldn't go out of my way to plan things with.
Well, I mean, he did plan this fake podcast that isn't
I
real.
planned this,
Yeah,
and
and you know who it benefits him?
Mm-hmm.
but this is the second attempt.
Oh shit!
She actually canceled last time.
Oh shit!
Yeah, sip that water.
Not so brave now, are we?
Oh, fuck off. I'll send you to jail.
I knew it
I
was a
only
lie.
beat myself.
I know. I was feeling it was in a giving spirit
Mm.
today.
This is insane.
I want the
With
kids
your-
back.
Fucking puffer jacket pocketbook over there.
A guy that ghosted me gave me that. But at least he gave me something
Yeah.
to remember.
I would
by.
ghost you too if I felt so ashamed that I gave you a bag like that.
It's a really cute bag. I get compliments on it all the time.
By who? Give me one person.
I'd like so many women.
Women?
Beyonce.
Beyonce? After you groped her, she was
Yeah.
like, by the way, nice
She was
bag.
like, doesn't that bag feel like my ass?
It's made of the same stuff.
Exactly.
I was going to say,
when do the bits end?
how do you go about bits like that where it's like it's something serious? How do you know even like, is this too sad or is there something there? Because sometimes I feel like, oh, this might be too sad to even joke about, but then I'm like, nah, I just got to get to the point where I'm good enough to craft it about the sad thing.
That's where I'm at.
Also, I've heard veteran comics tell me like, yeah, but if you are getting any reaction, that means there's something there. So you just have to get it to a point where it's funnier than it is sad.
I do believe that if you're getting any reaction, there's something there. When you're getting no reaction is when you're bombing.
Mm-hmm.
No reaction is like, they're just like, someone's on stage, huh?
Yeah.
Like, but if you're getting any kind of tension or awe or ooh,
Which
or
obviously
whatever,
that's not the goal, but that means there's potential in the bit.
there's potential in the bit. They're paying attention to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I need to get to it quicker, in quicker sets. When it's a longer set and they've been with me, excuse me, I'm working on like tensiony bits now. I have a couple of them where there's like a really big release at the end.
Yeah. That's always wow.
Yeah,
What's that?
sorry. I'm such a hack. But
man. We'll edit that out.
when it's a longer set, I could be like, I did start stand up after 3 years in a really abusive relationship, but I'm out. I sent him to jail, got a restraint, and then they're like,
'Cause you've already established that this is a funny hour of stand up.
now
This is
exactly.
a funny night.
I did my job and earned their trust and made them laugh. Made them not regret leaving the house that night. Okay, we like her. We trust where she's going to go. So when I get kind of serious for a second, well, now by the 45 minute mark, they want to know you. So they're like, oh, what's she going to, I didn't know she went through this.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, whatever. And then like, I just have to figure out how to punch it up quicker or whatever. Like I started going now recently. I'm like in a really abusive relationship. Whatever. He's dead now. Or I'll clap, or I'll go. People clap, and I'll go. If you're not clapping, you hit women. If you're not clapping, you hit women. That's a litmus test. I was like, sir, like whatever. Yeah. And
Guy
then I'll
starts
like,
clapping like this.
He's like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking clap your
I don't hit
face.
women.
I'll hit women. Fuck MAGA. Yeah. But then I'll do that and I'll go, he's dead now. I'll do the diabetes stuff or whatever. And I go, why are some of you uncomfortable? Because I said I was in an abusive relationship, and they'll look at me and I'll be like, I didn't say who I was the abusive one.
Yeah, that's great.
He's dead. Yeah. That's really sexist of you to assume I was getting hit. Are you kidding me?
That's
Like,
funny.
whatever. Like, so I'm trying to find these quick,
Yeah.
ways to break the tension.
That's great.
Or just at least call out when people don't want to laugh.
Yeah, I like that. I like that punch, and I do think the quick, like before they even know a punchline is coming.
Yeah.
Like before a punchline would be there, it's like not like ba 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 joke.
Right.
It's like before they even expect it. Then they already have the laughing energy.
Or I'm like, no one starts stand up because everything goes according to plan.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not here on stage because like I made really good choices.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. I'm here on stage because my boyfriend was a little punchy.
Yeah. Much
My
like these
boyfriend-
jokes, a little punchy.
A little punchy. Exactly. The hits keep coming. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, but I think it's like, that's a normal human reaction for people to kind of like, ooh.
Yeah.
Like it is normal. It's like same thing when I talk about abortion on stage. If I say the word abortion, sometimes people are like,
Yeah.
ooh, oh God, or whatever.
There
Like,
are
so-
certain words where people don't want to put it in the context that you're giving it, where they just hear it and it's like,
rape, school shooting, abortion.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or like, if you reference a bad thing that happened, like
Holocaust.
9/11,
9/11.
whatever. Even
Yeah.
if you're saying like that's as bad as this, or like still saying that's a bad thing, they just hear that and they're just like, whoa.
Exactly. It's like the George Carlin 7 Dirty Words bit almost,
Mhm.
where it's like, oh, okay, wait, I could retell this story now, but use words that are fun for you.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
And words that
exactly.
you guys will be okay with.
But also, I wonder how much of it is kind of the low attention span time that we're in, where if people are just like out for a second, they're just like, hey, what am I gonna eat for lunch tomorrow? And then they're like, try to come back in, they're like, whoa, that's we're talking about this now? You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
I do think that happens sometimes. Yeah.
Which is why like so many great comics, like a David Tell, so many of his word choices are just funny, where I almost feel like if it's a Gen Z kid addicted to his phone and he goes in and out and then he just hears one part, it's just like, oh, that word's just funny.
Yeah, exactly.
So it like doesn't even matter. That's
well, specificity's funny.
yeah.
Like instead of saying car, say Tesla.
Yeah.
Or instead of saying like whatever, instead of saying birth control, say Morena. Or
Instead
whatever.
of
Like
saying birth control, say Brittany Brave, like that kind of thing.
exactly.
Yeah. Plan B, Brittany Brave, like it's just
They're all
easier
the
to
same.
say.
Plan B is actually my company. Plan BB.
Plan BB.
Be brave.
Be brave and don't have this kid.
Don't have this kid.
That would not be brave. if you
Go to
have a kid.
CVS immediately. Yeah, Dwayne Reed.
Wait, so this guy really made you pay for the Plan B?
We're going back to that.
Sorry,
The guy from last year.
yeah, sorry. I'm going
Yeah,
back to last
100%.
year.
And you know what's interesting? The sex was terrible. It was really bad, and it shouldn't have happened. Like I think he was going through a breakup, and like I wasn't in a good spot, and this festival was so bad, and like we maybe kind of always were like, or whatever with each. So then we just got really drunk, and it happened. It was like, why not? Whatever. The second night of the festival, he definitely tried to hook up again, and I was like, "Oh, my flight's really early tomorrow."
You see, that's my
He did
biggest
not
fear.
have "I will miss my flight" dick. Let's put it that way.
That's every man's goal is to have "I will miss my flight" dick.
Right. I am worth the change fee dick. Okay. He did not have that. He had I got basic economy spirit, so I gotta catch this. Okay. And I don't know. That was like a huge mistake, but it was like we were hammered and whatever.
Yeah.
And like he leaves as he should, like leaves the room and whatever. That's it.
Yeah, we don't
And
want
then
you
like
here.
2 or 3 hours later, I wake up now in like a half sober panic, and I'm like, I gotta go get a fucking plan B. Like,
So it wasn't spoken about at all.
No, we were hammered.
Yeah.
So I like kind of look at my like period app, and I'm like, it's close enough. I gotta go get a plan B. So I don't even tell. It's just awkward. I just go get it or whatever. But it has made me look at that comic differently.
Oh, really?
A little bit. Because now
Yeah.
he's like, he'll see me in the scene. He's like, hey, good to see you or whatever. And there is a part of me that's like, it didn't even cross your mind again if I got a plan B or if I got my period. You don't even know. I could have been pregnant and needed and like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just like,
Your
I'm like,
kid
what
could
a
be at my
loser.
house
You're
right
such
now.
a loser.
Yeah.
And you tried to fuck the next night again.
Well, no,
And
'cause-
didn't even ask, like, did you go and get like a plan B?
no, but in his defense, like if you hook up then the next day 2 nights in a row, that would be the same as like a plan B. Like if he finished inside of you the second time, that kind of like it's like it evens out.
How so?
Cancels
It
out,
cancels
yeah.
out. Yeah.
That's,
I think that's what he was trying to do.
Right.
I'm sorry. I know women are stupid. Can you reiterate this to me?
So basically, like if he finishes inside of you,
Again, like if I were to have absolutely terrible sex in Memphis, Tennessee again.
yes, and that would have canceled it out, and then so you wouldn't have had to get a plan B because you guys hooked up again. Then his sperm would have killed the other sperm. You know,
Spermicide.
spermicide.
That's not science at all.
You know, like kids like to do school
so
shootings.
you're the science that you are. I'm so between the two of you. I'm so concerned for the kids in the Maspeth public school system.
Well, we don't have anything to do with them. Just to put that out
Well,
there.
you may if you don't buy a plan B.
Yeah.
You don't have to buy a plan B.
You think that sperm kills other sperm.
Yes, it's like they're gonna.
So the
Well,
science
no.
and the science in your head is he
Well,
dumped
no.
more sperm in me.
Right.
That
Yeah.
wouldn't double my odds of getting pregnant again. Now that I'm one day closer to actually ovulating.
It's like
as well,
two
too.
countries going to war.
You know, like if you have one beer and you're like,
No, don't do this, Liam.
then you're like, oh, I'll just have another one. Then it's fine. It cancels out.
I've had 4 sips of Maker's Mark, and this is starting to make sense.
That's what we do.
No, yeah, that is crazy. I have way too much anxiety for any of that.
Yeah.
It was so thoughtless.
That is.
It was so it was thoughtless on both of us. I take accountability
For sure.
too. I shouldn't have been hammered and been like,
Get in there, brother.
like whatever. Like
One
I
in
get
Memphis.
it, but like it didn't even like
Do you
like.
think he remembered?
Yeah, I don't think he was. Yeah,
Mm.
Yeah. Then that's
as a
that's
guy, have
crazy
you ever
person.
come inside of a girl?
Have I?
Yeah.
I'd plead the fifth on that.
What the?
Well, I was about to say my follow up question was going to be,
Yes.
you
Yes, I have.
remember?
But yeah.
Okay.
This guy's. He has a lot of kids.
No kids.
That's why he
That's
lives in
what I'm aware
Maspeth.
of.
That's why he lives there.
Yeah.
They
Right.
all live in Mass. No one chooses to live in Mass.
Yeah, that's true.
He had to because his kids live in that area.
Okay. Now you're talking like you're his custody attorney.
I'm his PO.
Okay. Got it.
I'm
What's
his
PO?
Parole officer.
Oh, okay.
I
got
got
it.
sent to jail for having kids.
That wasn't why.
Some people should be
That
sent to.
wasn't why. It's fucking
you,
Why?
you should be, well, you got sent to jail for what you did after you had him.
Yeah.
Mm.
To
So
them.
we know.
Right, exactly.
We know about you.
But yeah, it's just like so. I didn't care about paying for the plan B. I take accountability for being in the heat of the moment and
Yeah, but he
drunk
should have
and
acknowledged
whatever.
it. Is what
Like
we're
no
all saying.
acknowledgement
that's
That's
crazy.
at all.
That's insane.
I'm like a little jealous of that. I want that kind of
Yep.
disassociation.
No, agreed.
Granted, obviously he's a piece of shit,
Right.
but I'm like, I overthink every little thing, and something like that.
It would
Because
ruin me.
what if I were batshit insane
Yes.
and I was like, I kept
Yeah.
it
Yes.
because I could.
Correct. Oh my god, I think I just had a nightmare in real
Yes.
life.
What if
just
I
you
were
saying
batshit
those
insane
words.
and I was like, I'm ready to be a mom?
Yeah.
I-
Nope.
I don't know.
Nope.
still think about this kind of stuff. There's something similar. over a year ago that obviously didn't happen. I'm still like, she might be in like Aruba with a kid right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
We'll be right back.
No, we won't.
Yeah,
No,
we
this
will
is
not.
it.
She
Oh,
might be
man.
in Aruba with a kid right now.
All right,
Yeah.
let's switch gears.
Okay.
And so we won't be
Bring
back.
up anything else.
Who are your comic inspirations?
Liam Dalton.
Wow.
What does he inspire you to do?
Quit.
Quit drinking.
Exactly.
Okay, before
Quit
we get out of here.
grandpas. No. Okay.
We're speaking on terms of anxiety and guilt. We do a segment on the show called Guilty Conscious because I'm a very guilt-ridden Irish Catholic.
Catholic.
So, yes.
Gang.
Don't do the.
Yeah, why do you
masturbate.
drink
I don't know
off
what
the
I was
Catholic?
doing.
That's what I'm guilty about.
Are you doing anything for Easter? It's this weekend.
Yeah, my family's coming over. Are you?
No.
You could come to my house. You too. I don't know if you're doing anything.
I'm gonna go see my family.
You could come if you want. I mean that.
No, I'm okay.
Okay, thanks.
It's fine. Good Friday.
That's what he says to him. You can
Yeah,
come if
I'm
you
gonna
want.
try to get some meat today. If you know what I mean. Is all meat off the table on Good Friday? It's a
You're
bad
off
joke.
the
It's a-
table for Easter. You're not coming.
Thank God. I'm gonna go to a strip club instead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna rise again.
Yeah. Exactly. Somebody will rise again.
Somebody will. He has risen.
Swing. Yeah.
Do you feel guilty about anything right now?
Why'd you look at me? Right? Why?
I don't know. I needed to fixate on something.
And you were like douchebag.
Exactly.
Let's
Two different
fixate on
versions
that.
of the sentence. Do I feel guilty about anything? Right. Yeah.
Ooh.
Let's spill it.
This is a good one.
Let's spill it.
I
Yeah.
shouldn't.
Let's spill
Nah,
it.
say it. Come on.
I did not know somebody had a girlfriend, and I shot my shot, sort of like slid in their DMs, liked stuff, engaged. But the thing I feel guilty about is now I know that they are fully in a
And
relationship.
you're still gonna smash.
And I still really want to smash, and I'm kind of like, it's not my problem. I'm not the one in the relationship.
Is this usually your take on that?
No,
So you're just completely beer goggles.
no, I don't home wreck. Like, I wouldn't go out of the way to like. I also think that home wrecking is not just sex. Home wrecking is like, I'm gonna pursue this man, and I love him, and I'm gonna get him to leave his wife or get. Would you agree? Like,
Wait, so you're saying
home wrecking is beyond just like fucking. Home wrecking is wrecking the home.
yeah,
Like,
but what if you just fuck? Is that home wrecking or no?
I would. I think it's making a mess, but it's not wrecking the home. It's not my problem. I don't want to be his
So
girlfriend.
you're a bad house guest. That's
exactly.
what you're
I'm not housebroken.
saying.
Yeah, but it's less about what you do to them and how it's all about your inner morals.
And there are none.
Yeah, no, we got that on this
That we
episode.
got that very clear.
No, that's why we're here.
I feel late. I've been cheated on quite a bit.
Sorry about that, by the way.
Yeah. What?
Sorry about that.
Yeah. Yeah. The plot twist was that it was with a man. So that's really where my ego got hurt. You owe me for the plan B. And no, I have been cheated on a lot. So I think I'm a little desensitized and probably jaded. I also hooked up with a friend who was in a terrible engagement like 2 years ago.
Whoa.
He was miserable, but we genuinely liked each other. I did not pursue him. I didn't. We were just good friends. I think both of us knew like, okay, like what, and then it happened one night. Like just, it happened and he really unloaded and nobody, he unloaded.
Did he pay for the plan B?
Exactly. No, that didn't happen. I used condoms because he has kids, and I was like, "You don't need another kid." So
Use
that's where-
condoms because he
he
has
has
kids.
I was like, "You don't need another kid, buddy."
Yeah.
But
You're married. Let's use condoms.
all of our friends knew he was miserable, and he's a really good dude. And his like nobody liked his fiance. Like they like should not have been together. Like broken up on and off, whatever. I did not pursue him. We were just friends. We both knew we liked each other, and it happened one night, right? Like and because I think he's such a good guy, and it's really out of character for him, and he's that miserable. I didn't feel guilty. It just felt like it should have happened. It was like, it's two people that like each other and really care about each other. And we really wanted to do this. It wasn't, but
How long did they last after that?
they broke up. They broke up a couple months later. He actually left her. Yeah, he got
So
weird.
you
but
actually wrecked the home? No, I'm just kidding.
No, I didn't. No,
I'm joking.
I didn't.
No,
But
they were gonna.
we didn't talk
break
for a
up.
couple months because I left it alone. He was the one who was like, we should do this again. I would love to have sex again. I would love to hook up. And I was
Everyone
like,
wants
okay.
a round 2 with Brittany. And you're like, get out of here.
I'm like,
I'm on to the next.
Fuck out of here.
I got an early flight.
I gotta catch the plan B. Basic economy. But then he got really in his head about it, and then like pushed me away, and I expected that completely to happen. So I was like, "Hey, man, All good. Whenever you reconcile, whatever's happening, like I'm here, whatever. But then a couple months later, he ended up actually ending it with her and they're co-parenting and he got his own place. He's still single, whatever. But it was kind of weird that he got so weird with me about it because he was so worried about me getting weird. He was like, I don't want you to get hurt. I don't want you to get attached. I have a whole life. And I was like, I care about you. I'm not trying to ruin your life. Like, this happened. I think it's out of character for both of us, but we like each other. It's okay. I don't want your kids. I don't want your whatever. All that to say, I feel like
he might have been
cheats.
projecting. He might have been the one. He knew he was going to get hurt.
Well, that's what I kind of think happened because I was very chill about it afterwards and he was very not. And then he just stopped talking to me for months.
Sorry, I cut you off just as you said that everyone cheats.
Everyone cheats.
You think everyone cheats?
I think everyone cheats. Well, maybe not everybody, but mostly everybody. And the rule feels like there aren't. I feel like every guy I know steps out. Every guy I know, even if they're
every
happy.
guy you know cheats.
Most men that I know step out. Like, and a lot of them are like, it's just what happens. Or most people now are exploring open, whatever that means to them.
Yes, but that the other
or they're
person
miserable,
knows.
or they're not. They're fully clothed and they're miserable. Both of them are miserable. The guy's like, we never have sex, and the girl's like, I fucking hate him, and like, it's like, well, what are we doing?
Yeah, I agree.
Like, like, so that's why if like two people are connecting and flirting, okay, you have a girlfriend. You haven't outright told me you have a girlfriend. That's why I just know from other people that he has a girlfriend. But you're engaging and I'm engaging. I'm like, your relationship is your fucking problem.
Yeah, I get what you mean, but
I've done this. Hate me in this, but I don't care.
I've done the same justification in my head before, but it's just not. I don't think it's worth it. I think
to just have sex once and
this
then
girl's gonna throw like a high heel shoe at your face one day.
I'm from Miami. I don't give a shit. I can take it.
You're like, I do that. That happens to me on stage. Mm-hmm. I get what you mean. And I go through this Rolodex of thinking all the time where I'm like, is anybody actually happy? Are we supposed to be with one person? Are we not?
I don't know.
I think the Bushwick polycule shit is weird.
Maybe
but I also
weird. Well, first off, I don't even have enough time to go on one date, let alone organize 4.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it. But like, I'm at a polycule right now with my multiple personalities. And here's my thing. Once I learned he had a girlfriend, this guy, I did back off. I didn't say anything to him.
Okay.
I just was like, all right, well, I'm not going to actively. All right. Well, that was a fun engagement between us, but that's it. He has not backed off. Okay. And then now we're like running into each other and it's like flirty here and there. It's not a comic, by the way. It's like a friend of a friend. And I'm like, all right, well, like, I don't know. Maybe they're open. Maybe he's miserable. Maybe they're broken up.
Listen, I'm not judging. I've fallen to temptation in my life.
Right? Am I the worst for this?
What are you, a priest?
Yes. I mean, Easter's coming up. It's Good Friday. I'm in my priest mode right now.
Right.
No, I get it.
You had to move out of Maspeth.
I got to move out of Maspeth. That's where it all happened.
I think you're gonna fuck that guy. That's what I think.
Yeah, obviously that's gonna happen.
Just wanted
of
to
course
put out a crazy prediction.
Yes, we all know that's gonna happen. She knows too.
I want to be his girlfriend. I'm like, whatever, let's just do it, and
Yeah, I didn't think.
But also, here's the other thing about being a girl's girl as well too. I am a girl's girl, but let me tell you this: some girls are also assholes.
Yeah.
Like, why am I gonna look out for this girl so hard? Like, oh, you gotta be a girl's girl. I don't know her. I barely know him. What if she sucks?
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, I have more of the.
What if she's terrible and she would fuck my boyfriend and not even think twice about it?
And she probably would.
Would that make her terrible?
What?
Would that make her terrible though?
No.
There you go.
No. Like, I don't know. I barely know him, let alone know her. And he's pursuing me and he hasn't officially told me that he has a girlfriend. So now I'm the asshole if I engage.
I also think a lot of this is.
I just don't care.
Yeah.
A lot of the any judgment would be a little sexist too, because we were just talking about before. I feel like society has kind of told men that it's okay for them to cheat. It's not okay for women to cheat. It's okay for men to cheat. And I think some men cheat for that reason.
It's okay for men to cheat. It's okay for men to fuck on the first date. Fuck however much they want. It's okay for all of that. All of that. And then we do it. Oh, you had sex with them on the first date? Oh, God. Oh. Could you imagine if the tables were turned? And like I fuck a guy on a first date and then right afterwards I'm like, hey, I don't think this is going to work out. You put out. It was like kind of gross.
I mean, to be fair, I do kind of think that like if any girl is going to have sex with me, I'm like, oh, her priorities are out of whack.
That's funny. You're fucking me on the first date? You have no life.
That's like when we told that story last week of the...
I have to go. It's 7:21.
Okay, all right, let's let's wrap it up. Unlike that comic did in Memphis.
Yeah.
Let's wrap
Exactly.
it up.
I love you.
We do have to leave. We'll cut here.
I like
and
really
then
have to
we'll
get to the stand. I love you.
Okay, all right. How do we end this then? If we do an abrupt
I have to
ending?
go get a plan B.
Okay, Brittany has to go get a plan B. We're gonna go find this guy and beat him up, and
Hell yeah.
then she's gonna wreck a home. So thank you so much for doing
All
this.
in a day's work, baby.
Seriously though, thank you for doing this. I appreciate it. I always have so much fun running into you, and this was a good time.
I love you.
I love you.
It's opposite day.